Yo, so here we go. Another QuakeWorld video. We've got the finals of the last EQL before the summer. It's the mixed team, ParaMedics versus SlackeRs, the household name SlackeRs. And it's Ganon, Milton, Nitram and Squeeze against Dimman, Murdoc, Paradoks and Zero on dm3. Maybe one day I'll do another video that isn't on dm3. We can hope. So, let's go. Alright, let's check out. Quick pause. I always like to do this right at the start of the game, see who gets what. SlackeRs. They get the Pent and they get the Quad Ring, and the first RL died. So it's looking great for SlackeRs off the spawns. Are we auto tracking? Yes, we are. Dimman got the GL. He's gonna get this yellow, and he's gonna get that rocket launcher. Pretty standard stuff. So he's going to make his way over to the yellow after dispatching Nitram there. He's trying to pressure him on the bridge. SlackeRs are going to be in great shape to get this first quad. He does get that yellow. Takes a bit of bore damage there, but he's going to just be securing this next yellow for Murdoc. And Murdoc's going to wait there for that yellow, and or maybe he's going to go for the red. I'm completely wrong. Yay! So SlackeRs have got control of red pretty much, and they've got their only rocket Dimman on the quad. Dimman's going to go and try and clean up Nitram. He needs to find when Nitram is. Where is he? He had him go to window. Oh, he had someone drop to pen, but he didn't hear it. Okay. It looks like the RL did die, so it's fine. Dimman's just going to be looking to maintain control for his team now. Now that all the enemy weapons are dead, all he has to do is make sure his team keeps red. And it's always a bonus if you can pressure the weapons room as well. So, just on the sweet spot at the top of red, grabs that. And Murdoc's working his shaft all over the faces of ParaMedics. And they're just going to start stacking up on those reds now. I mean, Murdoc's, they have 2 RLs and they've got 2 shafts, so that's a really strong place for SlackeRs to be. And one would expect a team of their caliber to turn this into quite a frag lead. They essentially got not a full start, but kind of close to a full start at the beginning of the game, so it's usually expected to see this kind of scoreline at the beginning. Milton manages to escape really well to SMG, ends up getting taken down eventually though. So unfortunately their hopes in Milton didn't pay off at that moment. Milton was not able to get away with his rocket launcher. I mean, that's all ParaMedics are going to be trying to do. They really need to get these weapons away. They're going to be trying to ambush with those shafters, and they want to be trying to survive in good spots with their rocket launchers. Ganon does get killed by Paradoks, so nice one by Paradoks to make sure he's got the awareness to check that and make sure that there's no enemies trying to sneak up Pent through lifts. Boost squeeze up to the quad there, very helpful of you, Paradoks. Grabs the quad, he's going to go to this yellow and see if he can what he can get done. He needs to hunt down those weapons. Okay, he saw the rocket launcher fell into the water. Is he going to go for him? Well, he's quite weak, so he's going to opt out of going for that. So he's just going to try and stack back up, make sure. I mean, his team have control of red. They've got control of this side of the map. There's no rush to kill the weapons. I mean, you can really play a war of attrition. Just stop them from stop their weapons from getting armors, and it's fine. So he's going to try and stop anyone from getting this next rocket launcher. He's going to maintain this pressure on the rocket area and the shaft area. Takes out the rocket launcher, good work. Needs to get out of there or else he's going to take too much damage. As we can see, he's really low. 50 health, 50 armor. He's going to be looking to get this yellow. And maybe he'll want to go to the quad area as it will be spawning soon. quad is every 1 minute, and it's 4 times damage in this game. Paradoks does get it again. He's not in great shape. He really desperately needs health and armor. Health is up from a yellow. I don't know if the other team know if he's weak or not, but he does manage to get the yellow. He isn't in a position where he can be too overtly aggressive, but he's going to try and stack up a bit and see what he can get done. Cleaning out the red area is a priority for him. Looks like ParaMedics got a rocket onto red, but he wasn't in a great position, so they weren't actually able to stop SlackeRs. It was a close one though. Had they actually gotten that rocket launcher up onto the top of red, it would have been really difficult for Paradoks to get back in, and he probably would have had to have backed off. So quite a close call. Good effort by ParaMedics there, trying to stem the bleeding. They are nearly 60 frags down now. 53 frags down. Pen is coming up. Anything could happen. Paradoks gets it, unfortunate, and ParaMedics lose all of their weapons. It's so tragic. Pen is really, it's really the double-edged sword of this map. It can be a really good way to come back, but it also can be a really good way of throwing away everything you've worked for. And in that case, for ParaMedics, they threw away everything they worked for in trying to grab that pentagram. Paradoks applying great pressure onto weapons room using the early stages of his pen. Like, he doesn't have to worry about armor, but obviously the golden rule about pen running is to make sure you finish off your run on the red armor. As it runs out, you want to be grabbing the reds, because you don't, like, you take armor damage when you're in pentagram mode. You don't take health damage, but you do take armor damage, so you'll be losing all of it. So really standard and well played pen run from Paradoks. He's keeping a steady grip of the map with just solid and standard play so far. Really, in this position, SlackeRs don't have to be fancy. They just need to do the basics and get the basics right. Valor's stacked there, and he's trying to get away from the quad runner Paradoks. And he gets pushed into the water, and he's surely going to die. He does, in fact, die. So ParaMedics lose their chance. Valor had a red, he had a rocket launcher, he had a mega as well. He was so stacked, but he took a really bad engagement. That's going to set ParaMedics back so far again. Valor really could have made it happen for them there, but his position was poor and he missed his shots, you know, and that's what happens in this game. It's unforgiving. So again, we're on Paradoks. AutoTrack loves the quad runner, and he's just gonna keep up what he's doing. He's doing a great job so far, limiting the weapons and maintaining the control for his team. And we got an assault onto the yellow room, keeping ParaMedics off of it, which is really important to do. If they get a foothold at the yellow armor room, they can start mounting their comeback. That's the first place they wanna control if they want to come back into the game. I mean, really, you need to, as the out-control team, you really need to get your rocket launchers, at least 2, into the yellow room, and you need to defend it, because you won't have time really to go for the quad and also have enough armor to really do that damage there. So usually the effective out-of-control play is for the team to secure yellow, get 1 or 2 weapons there, and just try and defensively hold it well as a team. And so it's really strong that SlackeRs are making sure that they clean it out, even though they have not very many rockets. They're making good pressure onto these crucial areas of the map. Paradoks manages to bore. He wasn't aware that there was a shafter in the red armor room, and he does drop his packet red. Huge drop, and now control is shifting dramatically as ParaMedics get 3 rocket launchers and I think maybe 1 or 2 shafts to the 1 rocket launcher of SlackeRs. Standing on the spawn, getting telefragged, standard. Murdoc, however, of SlackeRs does get this quad, and let's see what he does with this quad. Maybe he can get keep red for his team. No, Nitram is at the top of red. No one is going to get that red. Nitram says, no, this is my red, this is my team's red. And Milton, oh, barely alive. He's got a great pack. He needs armor again, though. He's just got his 120 health. No armor. Really needs that armor to make use of that rocket launcher. And 90 cells and LG. Milton is in a fantastic position to really just dominate. And who else? Who better to have such a position? You know, have a red, have a mega, have rocket and full LG than Milton. the all-time best player, QuakeWorld player of all modes. He's getting flooded down heavily now. He didn't take the best fights, he didn't hit the best shots, and he's paid for it by losing most of his stack, and he's going to miss out on contestation of this quad, which is really sad. And because of that, now Paradoks was forced to a 1v1 against Squeeze, and Paradoks won, and all of a sudden ParaMedics have lost their advantage, all because of that bad engagement from Milton, and very unfortunate. Paradoks are going to make his way into red. They've got a great defense on it. He's just trying to get the shaft shots on. Gets Milton. Really good defense there. Really good defense from ParaMedics. They're holding on to this lead. They're barely struggling to hold on, and they manage to do it. And they keep that red control, and that's absolutely crucial. And they got Nitram at red with a red armor and a rocket launcher on position at ring. He's going to be trying to basically control the spawners and make sure that his team keep getting the reds. We've got Pent spawning now. Who's going to get it? Nobody knows. Squeeze gets it. So ParaMedics are still in this for sure. Squeeze does a rocket jump. If he could make the rocket jumps and get to the quad in time, oh no! If only he hadn't messed up the rocket jumps, he would have gotten the quad for sure. And now he has to try and kill the quad. Squeeze is in a horrible position now. I mean, it feels like he's got to do everything, but really he just needs to sit back and keep his rocket alive. He needs to get out of there now. He's got to get away. Needs that yellow. Right, okay, that's good. So he just needs to make sure he doesn't take damage now. He needs to keep that rocket launcher and make sure that his team keeps in control of the important areas, and that SlackeRs aren't able to work their way onto the quad because it's going to be spawning in 20 seconds. Squeeze just checking around. Maybe a little bit too much movement. Gets that mega. I would really like him to rocket jump up there, so he's got position on the quad to help defend, but no, we'll see what happens. SlackeRs, I think, are going to try and mount an offensive here, but they're beaten back by the great defensive rockets of ParaMedics, and now it's Valor to run the quad with 100 cells of LG and rocket launcher. He gets a player, Dimman, at yellow top, and now he's going to get Dimman again. He's going to work his way over to ring, over to S&G. And now he's in the S&G room. He's trying to hunt. He's just trying to hunt, see if he can find any enemy weapons. There he is. Can he get him? Does he know where he went? He went to S&G. Okay, no use going to chase him. Oh, crucial drop at the shaft. Dropping a shaft pack at red. Never want to do that. Milton's going to get it. Oh god, Milton gets the shaft. Now Milton's going to get the next red most likely, and that's because of Zero dropping that pack, and that's not what you want to do. So it's 34 frags of difference now, so they've closed it up dramatically, ParaMedics, and they're still in the lead. But SlackeRs do have 2 rocket launchers, but Murdoc has taken a lot of damage. He's not going to be able to contest this quad now. So ParaMedics are looking in a strong, dominating position to take this quad. And Milton's going to get it, and again, it's Milton. Fantastic player, great with the quads. He's got good game sense. Let's see where his game sense takes us. He eats a full damage team rocket there. Unfortunate for him. He needs to hunt down the weapons. I think he's found them. Oh, he takes a rocket in the back. Oh, he hits the shaft cells on Murdoc. Murdoc's really low. Murdoc manages to kill Nitram. And Nitram managed to kill Murdoc. So there's packs at S&G. I wonder who will get the packs. Checking my team overlay. Looks like Nitram got an LG pack. Probably got both packs and spawner packs. And Murdoc didn't get them. So now Milton's back in the red armor. He's got no cells ready, so this red is going to Nitram, and Milton's kind of almost... he's pretty much a boomsticker right now, even though he's got a shaft. You don't want to really spend your days waiting for shaft ammo, because that takes you out of the game, and for not much of a gain. But Milton opts to wait for the shaft ammo, and we've got quad spawning now, and Paradoks is on it, and I can't help but wonder where all the ParaMedics players were during this. Like, we didn't even see a rocket launcher at ring shooting onto Paradoks, so Paradoks is going to make an attack onto this red armor, and he gets caught in between Nitram and Milton, and he manages to kill them both. Fantastic play by Paradoks. And he kills Nitram. Oh, Paradoks. He just killed all the weapons. All 3 weapons at red for ParaMedics. Oh, and then he gets telefragged by Nitram. Paradoks is like the worst guy for walking over spawns, and it gets him again. When will he learn? When will he learn? So Dimman, at least I mean his team is still on the red because of that fantastic work. It's not undone by that telefrag, but it is a shame. Dimman's going to get that red armor. Quad in 10 seconds, he's looking great for it. 6 minutes left in the game, SlackeRs looking to extend their lead even more. And ParaMedics don't have much to work with here. They've got nothing, in fact. So they aren't even really going to be able to contest this quad. Just getting spawn fragged, really. Ganon trying to steal that quad to no avail at all. And they just still don't have a weapon. It's looking really grim for ParaMedics. Dimman scoops up that red, and he's at this ring, going to make his way over to the yellow and try and pressure the weapons room. Stop them getting armor, stop them getting weapons. Just keep that relentless pressure on so that they can't even have a hope of making a comeback here. I mean, 40 frags in 5 minutes, definitely doable in QuakeWorld. But will they make it happen? Well, first they have to contend with the 2 rocket launchers. They did manage to kill one and get a pack, so ParaMedics do have 1 rocket launcher to work with, which is Ganon, I believe. No, and he died. So no rockets again. Pent goes to Dimman. No players there. That's really unfortunate. Had ParaMedics made a 4-player flood onto that, they may have gotten it, but no. So 5 minutes left. 2 rockets for SlackeRs. They have the quad and Pent. Dimman's going to try and assert his dominance over this weapons room and make sure that any enemy weapons will assuredly die a gruesome death. However, he is low on armor, absolutely no armor at all. He's very susceptible to flooding right now, even though he has a quad. You know, boomstick, full boomstick shot does 24 damage. He's got 11 health, half a boomstick will kill him. Manages to get the health. Not the best quad Pent run. He didn't make sure that that red was safe, and if there is a comeback, it might actually be Dimman's fault here, as that quad Pent run was insufficient. He didn't make sure that the most important area was secure. Perhaps bad team communication, perhaps poor lacking priority list for Dimman, but Murdoc in strong form on this quad with a shaft and 36 cells is going to clear out this weapon room. Just apply crazy damage. He's lost most of his armor now though, so he needs to start thinking about getting out of there. He's lost all of his armor, needs a yellow desperately. I don't know if he directly killed any weapons, but he certainly gained a lot of frags there. And 3 minutes left now. 80 frags the difference. And it's not going to happen. Calling it now, it's not going to happen. 80 frags in 3 minutes. Not gonna happen. I've seen over 100 frags in 5 minutes, but you need 4 rocket launchers for that shit on your team and none for the other, and you need good setups. So we'll just see how this plays out now and see if there's any nice quad runs and frags. And I guess I'll stop analysing like where I think it went wrong for ParaMedics. I think on dm3 and then QuakeWorld in general, there's often situations where your team isn't going to get a lot of opportunities, and that's just the way it is. Especially if you have a bad start and you're against a high-level team like SlackeRs, you're just not going to get a lot of opportunities to do something. But when you do get those opportunities, you have to make sure that you don't mess them up, because you never know if you're even going to get a second opportunity. And there were some situations, like the one that springs to mind the quickest is the situation where Milton managed to take a lot of damage in a fight when quad was going to be spawning very soon, and even though he was stacked, he had to run away, and even though he survived, it then put Squeeze at a 1-on-1 against Paradoks, LG versus a rocket launcher, and I think Paradoks had the armor advantage, so Paradoks is a great favourite there, and he did indeed win that fight. And all of a sudden it goes from these 2 weapons and a brilliant situation for ParaMedics into being able to take control of the map, to the situation where SlackeRs come out with control again, and Milton has to run away, and he loses position, he loses map dominance. So that was one unfortunate situation. It's just one of those things that can happen, but that was an opportunity. I mean, had Milton hit better shots, had he run away from that fight. You know, there's a few things, you know, but sometimes you make the right call, sometimes you don't, sometimes you get lucky. So QuakeWorld is a crazy game, and other than that, I mean, SlackeRs have actually done a really good job. Like, I have to, if I'm going to give MVP, I'm just definitely giving it to Paradoks here, because Paradoks managed to really, he really had immaculate pent runs, really immaculate quad runs. He always made sure that red was safe. He always made sure that if he was going to go hunting for weapons, if he was going to go pressuring the weapon room, that red was safe. And he played this like really solid game where he was in a position to apply the damage for his team with the quads, with the rockets, with the reds, and he did it well. He did it really, really well. So props to Paradoks in this game. He played very well, and definitely gets the MVP in my opinion. We'll see if I do the next map of this series, what happens in that game. I might do that. I think the other map was dm3. I'm not sure how many maps they were playing, if it was BO3, BO5, but I think there was a dm2 at some point, so I'll see if I can grab that. But yeah, good game, and see you guys in the next video.